I'm Tiffany A. Henyard of Dalton, Illinois.
This video will look at how to pronounce Chicago and Illinois.
Illinois.
Hey there, besties. We gotta talk. So there's an opinion, I guess we shall call it, over in the Lansing Journal. Shout out to the Lansing Journal. And it's an article that is titled, Local Voices, Thornton Township's Proposed Budget Could Be Tiffany Henyard's Biggest Crime Yet. Now, this was submitted by our guy, Paul. Remember Paul, the one that Kamal tried to intimidate, and then Jedediah had him on to interview him to find out what he wanted. He wanted Paul to stop taking pictures of that BMW that allegedly Big Tiff paid for, or Thornton Township or Dalton allegedly paid for. And he was a little mad about that and thought he was going to intimidate him. But watch that video if you haven't seen it. So it looks like there's going to be a meeting on Tuesday, the day after Memorial Day, where they're going to discuss the budget. And it seems that Big Tiff may be giving herself a raise.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
Let's see what Paul has to say. And then we're going to, of course, try to tune into that meeting if it is live streamed on Tuesday. I believe, this is Paul talking, I believe that each township is required to allow the public to ask questions about the budget and that residents have the ability to amend the budget before it is put up to vote by the trustees. If you look at page 15 of the professional-looking proposed budget below, you will see the 5-month-long process of involving the public in the budget. I don't believe any of this happened. Oh, so it sounds like somebody may not be telling the truth. Not Paul. Whoever did the budget, I'll put it that way. I do read that the budget mentions that Thornton Township is committed to realizing Supervisor Henyard's vision and goes on to propose salary increases of 37% over last year and an increase of 49.8% in the general fund, while forecasting lower tax revenue and proposing further cuts to the assessor's office. So it sounds like Big Tiff wants to give herself a big old raise in the midst of everything that's been going on, all the lawsuits, the FBI, the indictment of Keith, allegations against Ann, and she still want to keep it moving and continue to bring attention to herself. You can't make it up, y'all. You can't make it up. Earlier this week, I tried calling the clerk's office. On my third attempt, someone picked up the phone. I asked only for the time and location of the public forum to discuss the proposed 2025 township budget. The woman answering the phone put me on hold while she asked a coworker, and instead of answering my questions, transferred me directly to Finance Director Robert Hunt. He was cordial and acted helpful. The meeting is scheduled concurrently with the regularly scheduled board meeting on May the 28th at 6 p.m. at headquarters. When I asked him if it would be in the large conference room downstairs or in the small boardroom upstairs, he replied that it depends on public turnout. I told him that I expected a low turnout, since nothing has been posted on the township's website, in our mailboxes, or in the Lansing Journal.
What happened? Huh? Don't nobody know nothing? Come on now, everybody don't speak at once. What happened?
He told me a couple of times that he posted notice of the meeting in 3 newspapers as required by law: NW Indiana Times, Daily Southtown, and The Shopper, but could not tell me why he did not use the Lansing Journal or the clerk's office. Well, we know why they don't want to use the Lansing Journal, because they don't like the Lansing Journal, because Tiff always has to talk about, you put out the wrong news, you never put out the good things that we do. So this is their way of getting back, I think, my opinion. When I told him that I appreciate his efforts to increase transparency in this administration, he agreed with me, but said that every trustee will be able to ask all the questions they have about the budget to him or the supervisor. He did not guarantee the residents' right to do the same. Uh-oh. Perhaps someone can point to a specific Illinois law concerning the public's right to question a township budget. Yes, I know that budgets are considered boring by most people. Tiffany Henyard gets increased spending money if no one knows about the proposed budget passed by her 3 rubber-stamped trustees doing business as usual in a small room. Public dissent is anathema to her vision, as we saw at the last annual township meeting when no one could view the budget they were asked to vote on. This is crazy. I am submitting this because the Lansing Journal sticks to factual local reporting, even when you could get attention by focusing on the sensational cars, houses, furniture, and ex-lives of Henyard supporters, as so many media outlets do. However, I see this proposed budget as an impending crime bigger than much of what gets reported about Thornton Township these days. I trust that the Lansing Journal and its reporters will handle this appropriately. And then he signs it, Paul. So here's the proposed budget. 2025 budget is 62-page PDF. Ooh, Lord. Any comments? Ooh, come on, Scott. All right, let's look at some of the comments. This one is from Scott. He said, Mr. Roberts, you produced a well-written letter. Thank you. What I'd like to expand on from your letter are the proposed outrageous salary increases of 37% from the supervisor who gets 2 salaries. Would you be outraged if our governor or Lansing's mayor proposed this kind of salary increase?
Stop it. Get some help.
Who in this current economic climate is expecting that size of a salary increase next year? Certainly not people on a fixed income like me. Take note, seniors. Oh, seniors are the ones that support her all the time, sir. I'm not saying you, but it seems like most of the people are senior citizens because we can't count the youth. They don't vote or anything. So we talking about the seniors. I know she has replaced many township employees with family and friends. Is this some sort of loyalty payback? Shame on them for taking us for suckers. On top of that, an almost 50% increase in the general fund with projected lower tax revenue. This is the fastest way to a budget deficit in the very near future should this go through. Could it be that the recent flyer sent out from the township bragging about the huge surplus is Supervisor Henyard's way of justifying such a huge salary and general fund increase? Everybody who lives in this jurisdiction is struggling with this bad economy, but they believe it's let's cash in time. The constituents and business owners of the township are doing with less. At this time, the township needs to be saving as much money as possible. I only hope that the voters remember this next year at the ballot box. And why the further cuts to the assessor's office? Give us a reason. Cassandra is an elected official and one of a few people Tiffany can't fire. Why is she doing this? You just answered your own question, sir. You just answered your own question. Because she can't fire her, then this is a way to push her out. That's absolutely what that is. Something is going on here and it is not good. Just something more to think about. Thanks again, Paul. Signed, Scott. Ms. Joel Jackson says, this is insane. This mayor does not deserve any increase. She is a thief and robber, big and sneaky crook. She deserves prison. And Jericho writes, love you guys' work and coverage. So shout out to the commenters. We appreciate you. Now listen, you know this mess with the budget and stuff is not my thing, child, at all. But let's go ahead and take a look and see what's going on here. Okay, so here's the beginning of the annual Thornton Township budget 2024 to 2025. It is 62 pages. I am not going to look at this. I don't understand all this anyway, but I will leave the link for anyone who would like to look into it, who knows what this type of stuff is and can do the calculations and understand and know what the hell it is that's going on. Yes, I do trust Paul and what he's saying and some of the other people who commented, but I'm going to go ahead and put the caveat out there that I did not read this and I'm not going to. Link will be in the description. Y'all take a look at it if you want to. And if you got any ideas or some summations of it, let us know in the comments. I appreciate you. So allegedly Big Tiff is out here ready to give herself a 39% raise or so because she's doing such a great job. And she does not care. She's just flicking her thumb up to the daggone FBI, the court system, the law, and everything else. If Tiffany Henyard's going down, everybody's going down. Shout out to Nino Brown. That's it. That's all. Like this daggone video. Make sure you comment, subscribe if you are new. I see you all in the next one.
Unask that seat. Unask that seat. Unask that seat.
To express my deepest gratitude to Tiffany Henyard and her team for their commendable efforts to better our community.
Listen, come here.
Shut your stupid ass up. Say that, folks. Dumb ass, say it.